guys, welcome to another layout. This one is so pretty. I love this layout. Now I am showing you what to do with all these cut aparts. You know, we all have cut apart sheets and we struggle to use them sometimes and we always get them left over. This particular cut apart sheet had no words on it. It was just picture frames. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to go to town and I'm going to put the effort in, because this is the Mintay Papers from the SUNTASTIC collection, and I also use the Mintay cardboard stickers from the SUNTASTIC collection as well. Now, at this point, I love this paper, and it's got all the grunginess, the feel that I like. I just felt it was a bit too bold all over. So a little trick to do that, you can use a bit of gesso, you can use whatever you like, but I pulled out, I didn't want to cover it up, I wanted to just tone it down. So of course I reached for the most transparent solid white that I have, which is the Maker brand. I bought it from Lincraft. It's called Titanium White. It is not, it says that it's studio acrylic paint, and guess what, it's really transparent, but I am managing to use it, believe it or not. I'm not wasting that $2 that I spent on it. So it's definitely not the same as the MARTE one. The MARTE one is very opaque. So I put that on there. I'm waffling now, sorry about that. So I then decided I was going to go to town with this. Now, if you're new to my channel, I put a clear mat. Oh, it's a placemat. That's what it is. It's a clear placemat. I get them from Amazon. Not sponsored, just that's where I get them from, Amazon AU. And I pop them over the top of my self-healing cutting mat because, well, I get messy sometimes, and if I don't clean it off quickly, it stays on the mat. But I like having the grid underneath me so I can line things up when I'm trying to join maybe two photos together or something like that, and I want it to be at a 90-degree angle. It's so much easier to do it on your grid mat. So, little secret, grab a placemat. I buy them, I think I buy them in a 6-pack or a 10-pack, and I don't worry about them normally, but this one has only been on there for a couple of weeks. So I moved it out of the way because I do cut on them. It doesn't really faze me. It's only PVC, so it's not blunting my blades or anything too much, but I wanted to have the most control with this cut. So, and as you can see, this is sped up. I will be honest with you, it is sped up, but the Mintay papers are nice and solid. They're kind of like, I would actually liken them to the 49th and Market. They're really nice and solid like that. And for that reason, they were cutting like butter. Nothing was catching, nothing was dragging. Okay, it helped that I pulled out a new cutting blade. That definitely helped. Mind you, this one, all the red came off on my hand. I didn't even notice it as I was doing it, but it's really, really old. And instead of changing the blade in my usual one, I decided I'll just use this one because it's here. My hand was red raw. Red raw. It looks red raw. It wasn't. It was just from that. And you can see here soon, I think I noticed it on my hand. You can see it on my hand, but it took me a bit to notice it. Now, excuse me, I've got the neighbours cutting down a tree, guys, and I'm actually voiceovering 2 or 3 videos in a row. So for the next couple of days, you're going to hear them. No, you can't actually hear them doing it, but it's getting up my hay fevers again. Okay, so now what I'm doing, you can see where I'm heading with this, okay? So I love the texture up in that top right-hand corner. That is just, ugh, I can't explain it. I just love the mixed media, that chunky texture. And sometimes I want that, but I don't want to make the mess, you know, or maybe I'm on a roll and I just want to keep going. That's when a page like this is perfect, because you've got it done for you. Now, this is where my brain's going. So my head's thinking, okay, that's what I want. I like how that's looking. All these frames. I'm only using 2 pieces of paper at this point. So, and my cheap white cardstock in the background. I've distressed the edges of my background paper. And that's when I went, you know what? I think I want to use a little bit of distress oxide. And it is Vintage Photo that I'm using. I normally go, which is odd for me, Vintage Photo, because I normally go straight to either walnut stain or ground espresso. They're the 2 darkest ones, and I normally go for them. I'm not sure why I grabbed the Vintage Photo, but that's all right. Okay. Sorry, I was just having a quick read to make sure that I'd mentioned everything. Okay, so it's at this point that I decided that I wanted to back my photo frames, but I didn't want to cover up the background. So what do I do when that happens? I pull out some tracing paper. Tracing paper, it's transparent. You can still see through it, but it gives it a bit of a hazy look. Use vellum if you've got vellum. I use tracing paper because it's a billion times cheaper, and I'm not stressed about it. I'm not stressed about it being wasted if I have to cut or tear a piece. I don't worry about it. So I'm not backing all of the frames, just some of them, so that I can fade out certain bits of it. So a lot of them, I backed more than I realized I backed. I did this layout early yesterday, and I've done several layouts since. So I'm kind of watching this with you, and I'm trying to do a running commentary, but I didn't just finish this page. So, but that's all right. It's okay. You'll forgive me, won't you guys? I'm actually trying really, really hard to get my videos a couple of weeks in advance. That way I can be consistent through the silly season, and like I did last year, I am very, very mindful that I have a lot of subscribers, and some of them don't have family, or they don't have family that will be celebrating with them again this year. So I'm also very, very aware that some people, this is what they do. This is their life. This is what they enjoy. And quite often, having a cup of coffee with me in the morning is the thing that they do. So I'm very aware of that. And even though it's Christmas morning, I'm very aware that not everybody has a Christmas tree with lots of presents under it, and children running and laughing and playing and all that sort of thing. So throughout the silly season, I like to continue with my consistency and make sure that everyone gets a layout to look at and enjoy the process. And I will be doing some lives because in the next couple of months as well, I'm trying to get my videos ahead so that I've got more time to do some lives, because I really enjoy them. If you are someone that watches my lives or enjoys a live, please make a comment down below, because do you watch them? I've got a couple of questions. Do you watch them there and then so you can interact with the YouTube person, the content creator? Do you watch them do you scrap along with them so it feels a little bit more like you're scrapping with a friend? Or are you someone that likes to watch it on the playback? And if you do watch it on play it back, do you realize that you can still make comments and I still get them? Because the way I check, not everyone checks their comments the way I do. I make sure that I get back to everybody within 24 hours of posting the video. So I usually use my daytime hours. If you want to get me and grab my attention during the day, click on the Facebook group below, jump on over there, join the Facebook group, and that way you can message me through the Facebook group. Because that way I get your messages pretty much straight away. If I'm not busy, if I'm you know, doctor's appointments with my kids or something like that, you know, there might be a bit of a lag in when I can get back to you, but I'm 99% of the time I'm cruising around. And yeah, so these are the chip. Now this is something I wanted to bring to your attention. These are the Mintay cardboard stickers. These are the SUNTASTIC ones. These are thinner than your usual chipboard. You know, your chipboard stickers that you get from who doesn't? Cocoa Vanilla. Cocoa Vanilla's jumping out at me at the moment, but I can't think of any other brands off the top of my head. Echo Park, I think they do quite thick ones as well. These babies are nice and thin. They're sturdy, they're hard, but they're thin. So I just bringing that to your attention. These are thinner than normal if you don't like a real chunky layout. Now, as you can see, I popped some of those round visual bits of interest behind the frame, so it's kind of muted the picture a little bit, but it's added some extra interest where it's plain behind them, and I've added some of them on the front. Now I'm now coming in. Now this is a mistake. I'm going to tell you straight up. This, I muffed it and then I realized, uh-oh, you got to fix it now. How am I going to fix it? So when you make a mistake like this and it's now all over your layout, don't panic. Just take 2 more steps. You're 2 more steps from either fixing it or failing dismally. Now, I don't usually fail dismally. This one, I saved it. I got to tell you, I saved it, and I wasn't confident. Okay, at this point right here, I was not confident at all. Sorry about my head, but I had to lean right over these to get the brown. So I used the VERSAFINE CLAIR inks. I'm using my little tiny dragonflies that I got from Temu, and I've put over the top of the blue, I've put the brown, and it gives it like a blue shadow and it looks like the wings are flapping. Game changer. Absolutely saved it. Now this is where I come in with my clear embossing powder, because these are the VERSAFINE CLAIR inks. They stay wet a little bit longer. So I came in over the top with some, this is just the Crafter's Choice clear ink, embossing powder. And I've got to tell you, it worked perfectly. I wasn't worried about the tip off. I wasn't worried about that one little bit, because I really didn't waste that much, because I've got those little teeny tiny spoons. Now I get those from Amazon, and I've got to tell you, they are so good when you're doing something like that, because you can get just the tiniest little bit. Now I absolutely love how that worked. The gloss from the clear embossing powder makes them nice and shiny. So there's my reflective element that I love to include on my layouts, either metallic or reflective. Those dragonflies now look really cute. I put white tails behind them because like their little flight line. I did that because when you look at it up close, you can see it, but back here from a distance, it's not in your face. So I absolutely love it. Love, love, love it. This is super duper simple, guys. This is something you can do even if you don't have a picture frame piece like this. but I know that there is a lot you can actually make out of your cut apart sheets in most of your collections. You can cut them apart and then cut out the centerpiece of them, and bingo, you've got yourself a frame. Go around the edge of it with some Distress Oxide, or one of your inks, or Distress, whichever ink you use. I keep saying Distress because that's what I use. So you can go around those, and they literally look like frames perfectly. Now, I did right here, I thought, you know what, I really want something on the edges. Like, it needed a little bit of something. I didn't want to bring in fish hooks and all that sort of stuff. So I found these succulents, something I've probably not ever used, I don't think, on a layout. I know we went through a big cactus thing ages ago, and I was never really into the cactus thing, but these succulents look really, really pretty. And there was enough of them that I was able to cut 3 and have 3 different sizes just to have them in at least 2 places. So I've got my large sign, which is my title, which is having a good time, which she was. She was just sitting on the lounge. She was chillaxing, she had my phone, and she just started taking photos. So it was just uber cute. And I love it. I just love how it worked out. And they didn't need anything else. That's all they needed. And that's when I went, stop. Just stop. That's it. I'm done. So here's the close-up for you guys. Look at those, the embossing on top of tracing paper. It doesn't warp, just so you know. Unlike vellum. So that's my layout, guys. Now, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all that sort of fun stuff. Leave me a comment. Let me know if you are a live person or not a live person. Sorry, obviously not a live. I mean, do you like to watch lives? Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you like this. Give me a thumbs up, all that sort of fun stuff, and I'll chat to you soon. Bye for now.